Hello and welcome back to 2firs for the first episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier breakdown. Today I'm delighted to be joined by sadboycare once again. Care, how you doing?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm glad that you didn't say sup this time, because whenever you say sup,
I
have no idea what to say back. What did you make?
I realized that after I said it, and I was like, probably shouldn't have said
Yeah, it's always a bit of a different one with the different dialogues from different countries.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you make of the first episode?
I really liked it, honestly. I thought it was kind of exactly what I was expecting, honestly. But I really did enjoy it.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I thought it kind of had a little bit of everything, is what I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I think favourite bit, remembering like from what you said in the preview, is that like it was going to be very actiony. The first 10 minutes was just epic.
Yeah.
And simply just because you'd never really seen Falcon sort of own a scene, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever I can remember to past like Avengers films or Captain America the Winter Soldier or whatever it really was, you know, it's just
Civil
like
War.
snippets of him. Yeah, Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like snippets of him, and he's just kind of usually just for like a comical effect. Do you know what I mean? Like he has the drone. I can't remember the name of it, and there's that scene with Black Widows.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you know?
Yeah, Red Wing.
Yeah. And Black Widow's just like, oh, I'm not saying thanks to that thing. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of Falcon.
I always think of like him and Bucky together. So I'm kind of glad that this episode separated them and let them have like their own kind of storylines at first. Because whenever I think of them, I always think of the other one next to them, if that makes sense. Like, if it's not them and Cap, like if it's not Winter Soldier and Cap, it's Winter Soldier and Falcon. So I'm glad that it's like they separated them so they could have their own little like story arc type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Right, yeah, it was good how it kind of flipped between the two. I think it did focus a little bit more on Falcon, in my eyes.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't just me who was seeing it like that. Because I wasn't too sure, because I was really tired when I watched it, so...
Well, the first, like... I think it took, like, 20 minutes
until you saw Bucky.
To Bucky's part. Yeah, and I was like, I have in my notes when it hit like the dream part. I was like, I knew something was off, because I was like, his arm is not the same color as it was before, and I just like picked up on that. I was like, that's just so weird. And then he said Hail Hydra, and I have in my notes, not Hail Hydra, Bucky, no, in all caps. I was like, what happened? Like, who got to him? And then I was like, oh, thank God it's a dream. But I actually really liked Bucky's storyline. I liked that it wasn't like he was somehow with the government.
Mm-hmm. I
liked that he's like kind of struggling with what's going on right now.
Yeah, definitely. And just to backtrack as well, like when Falcon has his whole entire like 10-minute fight scene, I love that it was GSP again. I don't know if you remember, like he was in Captain America's Civil War when they attack the ship. Is it Civil War, or is it the Winter Soldier, when Captain America sort of like dives down into the ship?
Yes.
And he has a fight with like a mercenary type guy. That's GSP.
It's the same guy?
Yeah. And he like Captain America kicks his ass in like 5 minutes, whereas this time, because it's Falcon, he's not a super soldier, he's like actually you know, trying to beat him up, and he gets away. So I
didn't realize it was the same guy.
Yeah. So I'm so happy. I thought at first that it was a different UFC MMA guy, but it turns out it was GSP. So happy to just see GSP sort of again, you know, for more than one episode, no doubt. He's definitely going to be in it a lot more, I feel.
Yeah. Because he got away, too.
Yeah.
So
what did you...
What were you going to say? Continue.
No, sorry, carry on.
I don't even... just go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, what did you make of Sam not keeping the shield? Because that was a big thing. Oh my god, it made me
so angry. The thing, okay, this, I have it in my notes. I was like, the fact that he's giving away the shield gives me Homecoming vibes. You know how, like, I said this
Spider-Man was meant to
in
be
the
the new
preview
Tony
thing.
Stark, sort of, for vibes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said this in the preview. I think it was about something else. We were talking about something else, but I also equated it to Homecoming. It's basically, that's the only thing I really didn't like, because I found that to be so predictable. I was like, he's gonna give the shield away, and like, as soon as the guy was like, "You're doing the right thing," I was like, he's gonna do something, and it's gonna make me so angry, and it did. So I just thought it was like very, because with Peter Parker, it makes sense for him to like feel like he doesn't have enough responsibility to take on such a big like piece of equipment that he would want to give it to an adult, you know? But Sam is an adult and he's responsible enough to, it's a shield. Oh my god. It made me so angry. I was like, dude, as soon as he gave it away, I was like, someone's going to take that and do something wrong with it. Like, it's just, and the knockoff Captain America at the end. Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
I didn't think that it would happen that quickly. Like, I thought,
That's true.
potentially he'll give up the shield or whatever, or he'll be like, just give it to the government for safekeeping, you know? I could see that kind of happening, but I didn't expect it in the first episode. What really threw me, though, is when he's handing back the shield, and it was the guy that he gives the shield to, or he, like, shakes his hand or whatever, and he says, like, oh, thanks for coming forward, like, you're doing the right thing. I got such bad vibes from that, like, almost sort of, like, Hydra vibes from that character.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was like, this man is plotting something. There's no way that he's not plotting something. Because the thing is, too, like, he didn't think that he was giving the shield to the government. He was like, we're putting this shield in a museum. They were literally at the Smithsonian Museum. And he was giving it to the museum. And then this man, whoever this guy is, just, like, takes it and is like, I'm gonna... Oh, shit. He was like, I'm gonna knock off Captain America. And just, like, that's just gonna be how things are now. It made me so angry.
Yeah.
It made me so angry.
Yeah, so I definitely got some bad vibes about that entire situation, which we will touch on a little bit more. But yeah, to go on to Bucky and his whole, like, flashback, the nightmares that he's having, and the whole sort of therapy thing, what did you make of that?
I really liked the therapy scene, actually. I, like, broke down because that was the only scene that really did, like... No, actually, no. That's a lie. There were a few scenes that did, like, really, like, cool things with cinematography, but that scene in particular, like, every time he was, like, kind of deflecting and not answering a question, the shot of him compared to the shot of the therapist was, like, so much farther away to, like, make him feel, like, more distant. I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting. And then when he was feeling intruded upon, like, the camera was, like, right here. I don't know. I was just paying attention to the shots in that scene, but I did really enjoy that scene. I liked it a lot. And I liked that the therapist was kind of, like, rude. She was like, I'm not putting up with your shit. Like, you just need to get through your shit because we've been doing this for months and you're not telling me anything. Which I think is like it's not a very realistic portrayal of a therapist in my opinion, but like I think it's like I liked it. I added depth to her character.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting as well that, like, because they touched on it being a part of, like, the Sokovia Accords, when in the sort of timeline of the MCU, that's like ages ago. It was before the snap.
10 years ago.
Like, so it's just actually mental that they're kind of like stuck with that. Did you notice that Zemo was on Bucky's list in the notepad?
No.
I
didn't.
Just like very briefly, because it's literally like a split second. And it was just the first name that I saw. I was like, oh my god, he's on the list. So I think there's some sort of, like, he still wants revenge for what he did to him, sort of thing.
Probably.
Which is understandable, you know.
Yeah. Kind of drove a wedge through the entire thing and used Bucky to do it.
Yeah.
But what else? Oh, I did find it, I don't know. It was a little predictable with the fact that he murdered his friend's son. You know? Yori.
Yes, Yuri. Yeah, that's basically what I was going to come on to. That kind of like shocked me a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah.
I thought it was predictable because I didn't equate the two people, like the person from the dream and the guy he was hanging out with. I just thought it was like someone else. But then once he saw like the shrine to it, I was like, oh right, okay, that makes sense.
No, yeah,
they
like
put that part in.
I think I agree with you with being that like it is predictable. Like I saw it before the entire shrine and things like that. Like as soon as like he mentioned like a dead son, I was like, oh my god, he's killed this guy's son. And I think it's exactly going to be like an ongoing like emotional journey throughout the series. Especially
and that's like that was his number one on the list too, which makes it like that's like his first guy on the list.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was
make amends for. So like he really feels bad about that, and he has no idea how to do it.
Yeah. Fast forward into obviously there's I forget the terrible name of this terrorist organization or whatever it is, Flag Smashers, I think is the right term for it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Such an awful name, but you've got
name. It's just such a dumb name.
And I like that they took the piss out of that.
Yeah.
Like that was a nice little joke. But you've got Torres who is investigating the Flag Smashers. And then it's like a whole like bank robbery. That scene was really cool because like straight away when he's sort of like throwing the duffel bags out the floor, and then he jumps onto the floor from like 3-4 stories up. I'm like, his legs were broken, like 100%.
Yeah, that guy is like some kind of super in some way. Like he's got some I don't know, knockoff Captain America juice in him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So there's like a new super soldier serum in the world.
Oh my god, I have a theory now.
Okay.
Now that you said that, I have a theory. I didn't have a theory before, but now I have a theory.
Wait, we might actually have the same theory if that's what you think. Yeah. I have a feeling. So we will come on to that in a little bit.
Oh god.
Which kind of like, if it is the same one, because the next thing that I was going to ask about was the new Captain America. Like, who is he? Yeah.
It is the same one.
And it literally came to me like way after like watching the episode as well. I thought about it. But that just really pissed me off going back to it. It was just, I don't know, I didn't see it happening.
I hated that. The one thing I did notice too, what was I gonna say? Oh, with like Falcon's story and stuff, how he is like, he was trying to get the loan, and the guy was like, you haven't worked in 5 years. He's like, I haven't been here in 5 years. It gives me like, not only did they have to like bring the entire Avengers back together, but they have to like fix the world as well, which is just gonna be like a whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. That was another sort of thing that like I came across whilst looking at it. Because you know, why, if they were gonna have a new Captain America, why was it not the person who passed the shield on, be like, oh, we've got this announcement, or why didn't he tell him? And you can see the anger in Sam's face when he's like reacting to it. You know, he's so pissed off about it.
Even his sister was like, you have to see what they're doing right now. Like, she was like, you messed up.
Yeah. How would you rate the episode overall? Should we go for like out of 10?
Yeah.
I prefer the 10 rating system.
I mean, it was like, I felt like it was a pretty good first episode.
Debut episode, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what I would give it. Probably like an 8 or a 9. Just because I don't want to give it like a 10. Because I know that there's going to be an episode later on that's going to be like the best one.
Yeah. I would rate it an 8. I think 8 out of 10 is quite fair. The only thing that kind of like, I don't want to say let me down about it, but the whole sort of like Sam trying to like save his family's business and the mortgage, not mortgage, the is it a mortgage or is it loan or something? They're the same thing.
The loan.
Right. So him trying to get a loan. like it was all kind of like straight in a load of segments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was all very fast, and I was like, you could have done it in 2 separate episodes very easily, but I understand why they did it all in this one episode because of like theories and predictions and things like that.
And also, like, they only have 6 episodes to do everything. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
I didn't think about that.
It makes sense that they crammed a lot into this episode. Okay, this is a side note.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think of Bucky's date situation? Did that feel like forced?
Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention to it at the time, but yeah, I was just kind of like.
I felt like that whole situation could have kind of been.
Yeah, I mean, unless she's going to be like a sort of character, like she's an undercover sword agent or whatever, then, maybe it'll kind of make sense in the next few episodes. But yeah, just as like a sort of first time watching that, I was a bit like, okay.
Yeah,
like, I just wasn't too fussed if it was there or not. It was, I think it was very clearly put there just to bridge the gap of him going to Yori's house and seeing that it's his son that he killed. I think it was literally just for that, because he's had like a moment of clarity. But there is also another thing in that scene, which I think it was that bit. Yeah, it is. There is another thing that happens in that scene, which I wanted to touch on because I thought it was very cool. So Bucky is... We're basically coming on to theories and predictions now. We'll confirm that.
Right. Sounds good.
So whilst Bucky is kind of waiting for the girl to finish up her shift and everything like that, they're just kind of chatting, and then she walks off screen and is sat with a shot of Bucky and the cat with like its paw, them? Yeah, and it's like a big one. So I looked into it a little bit, and those cats are actually like, there's a special name for it, but I can't remember it or would not be able to say it. But those cats are a symbol for like good luck, or like they're meant to bring you good luck, cat, right? Yeah. And as well as that, it's doing it with its left paw, whereas obviously Bucky is left-handed. And it's, reading between the lines very thinly, but I believe that could be where we're seeing Bucky kind of like down on his luck and like not really having a good life at the moment. He's going to therapy. He's not happy about being in therapy. His luck is about to change, is what I think that symbolises.
That's true.
All right?
Well, yeah.
I thought that was a cool little thing if that's what they have done. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the next thing that I suppose I wanted to bring up was sort of like theories, was Torres. Now, because Torres is kind of like a minor character, but it's kind of like if they're going to feature him, like he's going to keep on coming back sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So Torres, and I didn't know this, but there's somebody who replaces Falcon when Falcon becomes Captain America, and his name is Joaquin Torres.
Okay.
So I think it's, huge potential that he's going to be the new Falcon when Falcon becomes Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, though. So I hope that's true. Do you like seeing him? It's not much to really tell from that episode, but would you like seeing him as Falcon?
I liked him, but when he was at the flag smashers thing, and like he put on the mask, I was like, I have a weird feeling that he's gonna like turn to this side, but then he like stopped the guy, and I was like, okay, that's not gonna happen. But like I just had like I was like, is he trustworthy? Like, can we trust him? But I think he did prove himself. But before he proved himself, I was very concerned about this guy. I was like, I don't know if I trust him. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how his character is developed in this as well. But I love that Phase 4, because we're already bringing I've forgotten her name. Captain Marvel's friend's daughter is like now a superhero.
Monica.
Can you remember her name?
Monica?
Yeah, Monica. So I can't remember her actual. It's like Supernova or something like that. But I love that Phase 4 is already like bringing more superheroes into the mix, because it's like we mentioned in the preview that the Avengers is in a really weak state.
Yeah.
So yeah, on to the next sort of like theory. I have had a feeling that like it's going to focus a lot on racism after the whole sort of the way that Sam was treated with the mortgage or the loan specifically, and also it being a Captain America, a white Captain America.
Yeah, I think yes and no.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of how I should word this. The thing is, I feel like they might use the blip people, like the people who disappeared, to kind of have that same discussion, if that makes sense. Like, basically use discrimination against blip people. Like, people who are blipped out.
Yeah.
Because of the whole bank conversation where he was like, you didn't work for 5 years. And he was like, I wasn't here for 5 years. So I think they could... I thought Lexi was barking. Sorry. I think they... What was I saying? Okay, I think they could touch on both. And I think they could either use the blip people as a metaphor or talk about the blip discrimination and also the racial discrimination. I'm not sure how they'll do it, though. I feel like it could be a conversation. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a very kind of small theory, but I just think it was very convenient how it focused a lot on Sam and his family and him just not getting the loan outright. I mean, he's a superhero, for Christ's sake. Like, they can give him a loan, you know what I mean?
Well, that was the other thing. He was like, you're a superhero. Don't you have money?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. Like, I literally just do this because people need me to do it. Like, they don't pay me to do this. And he was like, well, you can't live off of goodwill. And he's like, yeah, exactly. That's why I need a loan. I don't know. I think that they could touch on that, though. That definitely has a place there.
Okay, so what was your theory? Because I'm pretty sure we have the same theory now.
Well, I think it is the same theory. Like, I think that whoever that guy is, we didn't even get a name for him, right? The guy who
the new Captain America
back at the museum. No, the museum guy.
No.
I have a feeling that it's like, what was that guy's name from Iron Man 3? The bad guy.
Richard Hammer?
Yes. Was it him? No, that was Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3 was the guy who was injecting people with stuff. To make them super.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be like that kind of situation. You know? Where like they're trying to build another super soldier and they're doing like a botched serum type thing and it might work but it might not work. But I definitely think that he's heading up some kind of like new super soldier experiment type thing.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I think that the guy who robbed the bank, the head of that terrorist group, I think he's either someone who like went through a trial but was like denied like extra like doses of it or something because he was too hostile and then he like started fighting against them, or they're just both from that guy and the guy is like heading up this the museum
terrorist
guy is heading up the terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit different to what I was thinking. So I thought the new Captain America is the bank robber. now, because like you didn't get to see the bank robber's face because he was obviously wearing a mask, right?
That's true.
But when you look at the two like side by side or like briefly, you can kind of see that they have the same stature, the same sort of physique.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they're going to, it might also play into what you're saying about there being like a botched super soldier serum, but
yeah,
you know, it could, you know, it's very plausible that it could be a super soldier who is also Captain America because he's got a super soldier serum. He can actually fight. It can't just get any random guy off the street and be like, you can be Captain America.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be. I think the new Captain America, it is like a sort of like Hydra take. Whether it'll be Hydra or not, it's yet to be confirmed. But yeah, I think it is some sort of super soldier serum that they've got. And it is a sort of Hydra scenario where, you know, not everything is as it seems. The new Captain America is this super soldier that is also the smashing flags terrorist organization, and somehow it links back to Zemo, but I just don't know how, because Zemo never strikes me as the type for, he's a smart guy, but never strikes me as the, you can create a super soldier serum.
Yeah, I don't think Zemo's gonna have as big of a impact on this as we thought he was. I think that he might just be in it for like Bucky's resolution story at this point. Just because I think that the guy, I want him to have a name because I just keep calling him the guy. But like the museum guy, like I want him, like I feel like he's gonna be the big villain. And I think you're probably right. I think they probably are the same. And I think he's using the Captain America guy under the Flag Smashers name in order to make people feel unsafe and feel like they need a new Captain America, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any predictions for sort of next episode or just future episodes?
The only prediction I have is it's definitely confirmed because it's in the trailers, but they're going to meet up, I think, in the next episode. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think they're definitely gonna like somehow, or maybe not in the next episode. I don't know.
I don't know. I think there's only 6 episodes. I think it has to be the next one.
Yeah, but they feel very separate right now. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, there was like 6 different locations, wasn't there? There was like Tunisia, Japan. There was back home in America, and then I don't know, just everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Well, that pretty much about sums it all up then, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if there's much else. Okay. We covered a lot, actually.
Yeah, it definitely, for a first episode, there was a lot to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, that's signs of a good first episode, I think. Okay, so please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Do check out the links in the description where you can also find Care's channel. Be sure to go and subscribe to her. And thanks for watching.